Here's your Neighborhood Council moment, a chance to find out about events, activities, and what's happening in your area.
Hello, I'm Penny Smith. I'm from South Tacoma Neighborhood Council. I'm the chair. We are one of 8 neighborhood councils in Tacoma, and our boundaries are SR 16 to the north, and to the south is South 80th Street. To the east is I-5, and to the west is Orchard Lakewood Drive. We have 7.4 square miles of land, and we have one of the larger neighborhood councils with 25,000 residents. South Tacoma is the economic driver for Tacoma. We have the mall and all the businesses along South Tacoma Way, besides all the car dealerships. One of our newer attributes is the Flume Line Trail. Runs from 80th Street all the way down to 47th. It just threads its way through. And along that trail is the water wells, ready to serve. Although we get water from the Green River, the wells are always standing ready to serve us. Today I have with me Venus Durgan from the South Tacoma Neighborhood Council Board and Karen Rich from the Business District, South Tacoma Business District. Thank you for coming, ladies.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Venus, what has our council been doing, and how has those affected the neighbors and the city?
Well, thank you, Penny. First, I'd like to mention a couple of past projects the South Tacoma Neighborhood Council has completed in the last couple of years, and that have not only affected the council area, but the city as a whole. And the first one is in December 2014, the council was involved in passing a city ordinance. It's Ordinance 28271. This is an amended Title 17 of the Tacoma Municipal Code to establish standards of care for animals within the city limits to include food, water, and shelter. And the way the South Tacoma Neighborhood Council was involved in this is that some of our board members were receiving complaints from residents in regards to care of animals in their neighborhood. So when we reached out to animal control, we found out that there was no code or animal control law in place in regards to adequate food, water, and shelter to a pet. So myself and another board member, Heidi White, decided we were going to take on the initiative of trying to get an ordinance passed within the city so that we could have a standard of adequate standard of care adopted. So myself and Heidi White lobbied, along with the South Tacoma Neighborhood Council, wrote letters of support, and we lobbied other neighborhood councils and the community councils of Tacoma to support this initiative. Once we received letters of support, we went to the city, the Community and Vitality Committee, and we presented our option to the committee. They approved it, and it went through the processes, and finally in December of 2014 it went before the city council for approval. So it was adopted in 2014 and went into place January of 2015. And so we were really excited about that now there's a standard of care of how you care for your animals within the city. And then a second project that we were involved in was the council sponsored the purchase of 24 pet oxygen masks for the Tacoma Fire Department. And this came about from a social media story we saw in regards to a business north of Seattle that was sponsoring fire departments and first responders these pet oxygen masks kits. And that was due to the fact that a lot of fire departments are not equipped with these kits. So when they are fighting a fire and a pet was involved and overcome with smoke, they were using human oxygen masks that don't seal very well on the mouth or the nose of a pet. And so it was hard dispersing oxygen to the pet in the middle of a fire. So this company was sponsoring pet oxygen masks for their local fire departments. So we reached out to our Tacoma Fire Department and asked the Tacoma Fire Department if they were equipped with these pet oxygen masks, and we found that only 2 stations were equipped with these masks. So the South Tacoma Neighborhood Council decided to purchase 24 pet oxygen masks to equip the entire Tacoma Fire Department. So we were really excited about that. The Tacoma News Tribune did a story on our efforts, and we presented the pet oxygen kits to the fire department at our August general meeting. And they were extremely grateful to have this piece of equipment added on to their current fire equipment. So those were two projects that not only affected the council area, but the city as a whole, and we're very proud of that. And then some of the current projects or events that we have this year are, we've had 3 neighborhood cleanups so far this spring. The first one was in the Edison area. Our second one was in the Manitou. It was a combined Manitou-Arlington area cleanup. And then we also had a new cleanup this year in the Madison area. All 3 of them were very successful. We had a lot of residents get involved and clean up their properties, and they've always been very successful throughout the years past, but we had a really good show up this year in regards to our spring cleanups. Then another project we had is that the board approved 4 innovative grants this year, and 2 of them have already been completed. The first one is from the Tacoma Farmers Market. They held a Fun and Family Wellness Day at the Star Center's Farmers Market, which is ours are held every Sunday. And so that was very successful. We had a great turnout. It was on Father's Day. And then the second innovative grant was Communities and Schools of Tacoma held a community art project at Mount Tahoma High School. So 2 of our 4 innovative grants have already been completed this year. And then another project that the South Tacoma Neighborhood Council does every year is we offer 2 $500 scholarships each year to graduating seniors at 2 of our high schools within our district. Those 2 high schools being Mount Tahoma and Oakland. And so we encourage graduating students to apply for the innovative grants to help them with technical college or community college or whatever college they're planning to attend. And then just to mention, we do have 1 middle school in our district, which is Gray Middle School, and we have 3 elementary schools in our district, which is Manitou, Edison, and Arlington Elementary School, which is currently under renovation and is expected to reopen this fall. So we're extremely excited about that. We're going to have a brand new building for Arlington Elementary School for the kids to attend.
May I ask you to share a little bit about the Christmas dinners? One
of the events that we do also this year that we'll be doing in December is that we sponsor and volunteer at the Tacoma Police Department. We sponsor a Christmas dinner every year for the Tacoma police officers. And so in years past, we've always done it at the 3-sector substation, but this year we're going to have it at the Tacoma Police Department headquarters.
Okay, could I interrupt and ask for Karen Rich?
Certainly. From
the Business District to share. Tacoma has a wonderful history part. Would you share with us?
Sure. The city of Tacoma was originally founded around lumber and railroads. And that was the north end of Tacoma and the Tacoma waterfront area as we currently know it now. And the Northern Pacific Railroad was the railroad that was here at that time. And in 1890, they did not have enough room downtown for their shops where they built locomotives and so on and so forth. So they purchased 130 acres of land in South Tacoma. And they built the shops out there, and the shops were huge. They were 6,400 feet long. That's over a mile long. So they built lots of train cars, and there probably were a dozen shops there, 1,000 workers. And that was, at that time, that was a long way from South Tacoma to downtown. So in order to have the workers provide them with housing and services, that's how the retail area of South Tacoma came about. So it was retail services, and then they had like rooming houses up above, bathroom down the hall, just bedroom and a coffee pot or whatever.
Could I interrupt you and ask you to share a little bit about the business district?
Yes, the business district, as we know it now, has always worked around the railroad history as far as what we've done with art and other amenities. So we have the bronze statue in front of Heritage Bank, which is called Coming Home, and that's a railroad worker greeting his little daughter as he comes home from work. And then at 47th and South Tacoma Way, we have a train wheel. It's a wheel and a railroad spike going through it, and that was done by a local artist also, Fritz Church. And then we have a 120-foot mural on the north end of the Heritage Bank parking lot, and that depicts the railroad trains and the farmlands and communities as they were in the early 1800s in South Tacoma.
Very good, very good. And did you want to share a little bit about the car show coming up?
Yes, we have a car show, our annual car show, That is always the third Saturday rather in August. So August 19th this year, it'll be from 10 to 4. And it will encompass 50th to 58th Street this year. So show cars, vendors, food trucks, music, live bands playing throughout the day, awards.
Okay. Well, we're getting short on time. I thank you both for coming and sharing, and we had lots more to share. So next time we will do that. For the South Tacoma Neighborhood Council Moment, this is Penny Smith. I encourage you to fall in love with your neighborhood. Both will benefit. Thank you very much.
For more information on what's going on in your neighborhood, log on to the city's website, cityoftacoma.org/neighborhood councils.